Lieutenant Dan, a homeless man with one leg who decided to weather out multiple hurricanes on his sailboat, became an overnight sensation. People were enamored with his personality and his refusal to evacuate. Many people were rooting for him and rooting against him. Now, as quickly as he became famous, now people are rooting for his downfall completely due to some of the decisions that he has made. This is how the world was first introduced to Lieutenant Dan.
Here with the real life Lieutenant Dan. Big hurricane coming. What are you going to say to the hurricane?
Fuck you. You want me? Come and get me.
Yeah.
Anybody. Wind, devil, cops, anybody. Bring it on. I'm ready for you all.
Let's go. He's not leaving, baby.
Because what exactly was he going to do when that hurricane came and decided to go ahead and show him who was boss? Run? Nah. Tampa Terrence is the one that gave Lieutenant Dan his nickname, and he gave updates on Lieutenant Dan during the hurricane. He also helped him move his boats and set up a GoFundMe throughout this entire process. He's the person that's documenting the experience.
All right, let's go.
All right.
We're moving the boat.
You'll wind up in the water.
Water's rising.
Let more line out. I'll push the boat further away.
Yep. There we go. Let's go. We're buzzing. All right, it's 9 o'clock. We got 3 hours until high tide, and we're checking in on Lieutenant Dan. His boat has risen a little. Dan! Lieutenant Dan! Are you in there? There he is! Dan! We need an interview. There he is. There's our guy. Yup, look at him. Yay! How we doing? Give the people an update.
So far, so good. We're staying on this side of the pole. But it's actually still low tide. If you believe that.
He says it's still low tide when it's in 3 hours high tide, but his boat is on the concrete. What do you guys say to people? Everyone's talking about donations, guys. But he doesn't ask for more. It's calm seas.
How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great, man.
Watch your step, you'll see.
I know, right? Look at this setup he's got. He might end up in the parking lot of Publix in a few
That
hours.
is crazy, man.
Where you're at right now. He's good.
Tampa Terrence better than me because I would have been up in the house someplace safe. I wouldn't have been out there checking on Lieutenant Dan. Those high tides are coming. As you can see, the water has started to move up on land at a crazy rate. This footage is from Hurricane Helene. And it has been confirmed that Hurricane Helene has taken over 130 lives. It also has caused a lot of property damage. Certain cities were underwater, etc. So this is not a joking matter whatsoever, and I don't want people to think that, because I understand how big of a natural disaster this was. Dan was obviously taking a risk at his life. Now, from this particular moment, you see that Dan has a carefree and humble attitude, and he's thankful for everything that has been given to him. Even the GoFundMe that they put together to help him raise money to get a new boat and a scooter so he can have transportation when he isn't in his boat, because before then he was just getting around on crutches. He also admits that he isn't in a financial position to really do much, and he's depending on, charity to get by.
All right, Lieutenant Dan, the people have been asking to set you up a GoFundMe, so that's what I did. The link's in the bio. What do you want to say to everyone that's been supporting you along the way?
I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And if you're starting to GoFundMe, I'm going to tell you what the money is going to be used for. I'm upgrading. I need a bigger boat. I really want something like 35 foot. That was the last boat that I lived on. I only bought this because it was in my price range. I was on Social Security disability income after 22 years and said I'm no longer disabled. I used to get a check every month. Now I don't get nothing. I have no income. And I'm being blessed every day where, like God says, our daily bread. Every day somebody will give me something so I don't go hungry, and I got everything. It's just, God is good, and you people are all angels. So, you're working for Him. He ain't asking for much. Tithe you 10%. Instead of giving it to the church, give it to me.
Awesome, guys. If you want to help out, I put the link in the bio. Let's get Lieutenant Dan a new vessel here and get his sea legs back so we can get to buzzing again. Let's go, baby.
Now, let me be perfectly clear. Bring your gifts to the storehouse. It didn't tell me to bring my money to Dan. Sir, you're a grown man. Now, I do believe in giving back to those that are in need. I think that you can help Dan get shelter, set him up in the programs that'll help him find a job and a home. If that is what he desired to do, I'm all for those things and using charity in that way, but I am not giving you my tithes, good sir, at all. Now, after surviving Hurricane Helene, he decided to stick it out for Hurricane Milton, which was initially believed to be a Category 5 hurricane that was later downgraded to a Category 2. But make no mistake about it, it still wreaked havoc. Property damage, flooding, injuries, etc. You have to remember Hurricane Helene occurred first, and a few weeks later, I want to say 3 weeks later, Hurricane Milton hit.
You hear the news? We're getting hit by another major hurricane. What are you going to say to that?
When'd that happen?
They're saying Wednesday.
Wednesday?
What are you going to say to that hurricane? You going to stick it out again?
Hell yeah, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is we're going to put the boat back over there.
Boat's back over there?
Yeah, set it up just the way we did it.
Let's go.
It's probably going to be coming in the same direction.
Yeah. We'll beat this one, right? Lieutenant Dan, what's...
Once again, Tampa Terrence did help Lieutenant Dan move his boat and anchor it down during the hurricane. Some people believe that Terrence was encouraging Lieutenant Dan to stay in his boat for content, but he quickly came forward to clear that up.
So I just want to come on here and set all the facts straight about what's going on. My name's Terrence. I'm the one that started this whole Lieutenant Dan thing. I've been filming him, making all the videos with him. I stayed with the last hurricane with him, checked in on him, made sure he was okay. And so I just want to, answer some questions that people have been asking me. I've been seeing it on Twitter or whatever, everything about him. So Dan is not leaving the boat for the hurricane. He is staying on that boat. There has been many attempts to get him off this boat. People have offered houses, hotel rooms, apartments. He will not leave. So for all the people saying, get him a hotel, you're trying to get him to stay on the boat, we have all tried to get him to leave. The mayor, Tampa Police, me, a bunch of other people. He will not leave, guys. So do not put that on me. He's a grown man. At the end of the day, he makes his own decisions. I set him up to GoFundMe, and all that money is going to him, 100% of the money. He has no bank account, no ID, so it is tricky right now getting him the money, but he will get all of that money. I haven't profited any way off Dan, and I know there's a lot of fake cash apps and other people that are putting him on his live and not giving him the gifts. I just want to know that I do not support any of that, and I want what's best for him. I know the Tampa mayor and a bunch of other people saying that he's gone. No, he is still there and still on the boat, and he is riding out this storm. But for all those who have been really supportive and all the nice messages, I appreciate that. And honestly, all we can do is pray for him at this point. All right, everyone.
And the biggest question still loomed. Why wouldn't Lieutenant Dan evacuate to safety?
All right, Dan, the people that are new, explain to them why you're deciding to stick out a Category 5, one of the worst hurricanes in Tampa history, out on a 20-foot sailboat in Tampa Harbor.
God told me to come out here and get a boat. I came out here and got a boat. And everything that he's been telling me over the last 2 days is I'm doing the right thing. He's got my back. I'm in good shape. I ain't sweating it. We're going to ride this one out. We got set up the way we know what we're doing. And as long as the water just keeps rising, we'll be fine.
Will you be wearing a life jacket?
Hell no.
Are you going to be able to swim if it need be?
In circles.
Can you swim with one leg or what?
Yeah, I can float like a damn champ, but swimming I just go in circles.
So the plan's just to stick it out here?
Yeah, the water's going to come in, it's going to rise. If you're on land, it's going to flood, you're risking drowning. I'm in a boat. The boat goes up with the water. So even if the boat goes up 100 feet in the air, I'm going to be up 100 feet in the air with the water. So it's really the safest place in the world to be is on my boat, and I got room for one more female.
Give the people some words of wisdom out there.
You know what to do. Just be safe. Don't do stupid shit, and we'll all be all right. We'll be here. We'll be here tomorrow and the day after.
Perfect, man. Let's go.
One of the things that I really dislike is he's talking about, God. Let's talk about God. God protects his people. God provides you with a way out. And that is things that God did for me, for Lieutenant Dan. He provided him with the opportunity to get shelter and to evacuate into a safe location. And he denied that help. He denied all of the things that was offered to him because he wanted to stick it out on a boat. And that type of logic can sometimes end in someone's downfall. Because the reality is, he's talking about the boat will float, the boat will go up with the water. Not so much. He must haven't seen these boats that weigh tons get capsized by water. Vessels have been destroyed by strong tides. It is not always safe. You have a many of ships that have sunk. These natural disasters isn't something to be played with. This is crazy, man.
It is really flooded pretty much everywhere. It's got its sea legs. It's got its sea legs that I little quick work right here. Yeah, it's completely flooded. It's getting bad out here. I don't know. Really hope. Really pray. Diesel, what are you gonna say? I'm trying to wriggle off something. What do you got going here, Lieutenant Dan? What are you thinking?
There we go. That way when I bang in, it has more freedom than what the hell is there, because I'm banging right into the wall.
Wait, there we go.
Is it hot or cold during a hurricane? The reason why I ask is because my mother is from Louisiana, and sometimes when it rains or whatever, it's still hot. Does that occur during a hurricane? Because I saw that it was raining and stuff like that. Now, a lot became predicated on whether or not Dan survived. If Dan survived, it was going to be a very lucrative experience for him. Aiden Ross caught wind of Lieutenant Dan and decided to offer him a kick deal.
We were able to come up. I'm going to be able to pay for a boat for you. We're going to get you a nice boat in the range of $50,000 to $100,000. And we're going to get you a full-time kick deal, which is a live streaming deal where you can stream your entire voyages and all your adventures. And you could have a passive income come in. And you're going to be, you're going to have a kick deal, man, a live streaming deal. So you could live stream and connect with fans all over the world, and they could really see your adventure, man.
Wow. Thank you.
It's going to be insane.
I mean that from, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. And bless you all. That's my dream. That's my dream. And I had made a statement to a bunch of people years ago, about 10 years ago, first time I got arrested. And I said, I wish somebody would videotape me all the time and just have me on camera so that I have my own proof. You know, kind of like a body cam they have. But I just didn't want to have to carry it.
Damn, it's getting crazy out there.
I can hear the wind too. What the hell?
Yeah.
And he did survive.
He survived. He's alive.
Holy shit, I
Lieutenant
made
Dan
it.
made it. He made it, guys. Let's go. Come on. He's alive. Spirits are high.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's go. Give the people an update. How was it?
I was in fear for my life all night. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was ready to call 911 twice. And then I thought about it and I said, what am I, fucking crazy?
Let's go. He's alive, guys.
You don't want the truth.
Okay, so Dan survived, but things quickly took a left. His bromance with Tampa Terrence no longer existed. It ended because Lieutenant Dan said that Tampa Terrence was stealing from him.
All right, guys, I just want to get on here to address the Lieutenant Dan GoFundMe situation, as I received numerous death threats and thousands of hate messages and threats to my family, friends, and loved ones. So I just want to get on here and address everything, as this needs to be settled. When I first saw Joe and met him, his boat was being swept under a bridge, and I was walking home from school, and I saw this guy who looked like he needed help. Didn't know his background, didn't know anything about him, so I went up to him, helped him out, and this is how this whole thing started. It wasn't until a week later, after getting to know him, talking to him every day, is when I made the first video calling him Lieutenant Dan before Hurricane Helene came. It was never supposed to be this whole thing, and just one funny video that I posted to my TikTok. People then fell in love with Joe after a few interviews and were begging me to make him a GoFundMe, so that is what I did. The GoFundMe was set at $2,500, and all it was to get him a new boat and maybe some money for some food and a scooter for transportation. It was never supposed to get to where it is now. Joe has a bank account, but no identification and no way to get in the bank. I mistakenly put the GoFundMe under my friend's name as a way to get the $2,500 out quick and give it to him and be done with it. I have done all the research and have reached out to Tampa police who are willing to help Joe get an ID and expedite this process so we can retrieve the other $35,000 in GoFundMe. I have retrieved all the money that was sent to my friend and I've gotten $7,000 in cash, and which will I be giving to him today. The rest of the money will be sent to Dan as soon as he gets his bank account information set. I'm sad to see where this has all gone to, and I really hope that this can all be resolved and we can all just move on with our lives.
It was posted that I got back my TikTok account. What I posted was that you got my GoFund money.
Well, that's easy because TikTok should be able to verify that maintenance history if there was, okay, I understand that it's been recovered.
I took, listen, I corrected that. I'll take the TikTok part down because I even said I got my TikTok account back. I might not have said it to anybody, I said it to somebody that texted me. I said I got my TikTok account back, but I didn't get the GoFund money. And that's changed.
So then why are you saying I'm taking the GoFund money from you? You know that's not true, Jay.
Well, why did you
know that's not true?
The money.
What?
You've been, okay, listen to me.
You know that's not true. Come on.
I don't know.
I'm the real one. I've been here since every day from day one.
Who's Will Chadwick?
Jay, we've explained this 100 times. I've explained this to you. Why are you doing this right now? Why are you saying you don't know about it?
Why is it in Chadwick's name?
What has he been telling you?
Who? Nobody even telling me nothing.
So why are you suddenly switching up? Last night on Kick, you were like, Terrence has done everything for me. I consider him a son. And now you're saying I'm stealing money from you?
I was like that until you just brought me to a fucking house that I didn't. When I walked up the stairs to go in, and there were sandbags there, I felt it in my heart that if I walked in, I wasn't walking out. And maybe that's bullshit, but I'm telling you, that's the feeling I got.
Yeah, it was BS because first and foremost, this is during a hurricane. Sandbags to probably prevent the water from coming in, so it could soak up the water. That's what I think it's for, but it's used for a purpose during a hurricane and strong rains, Dan, and you know this. And also, he did give him the $7,000. The reason why Lieutenant being Lieutenant Dan's name is because he did not have the proper identification, which is still preventing him at this particular moment from getting his money. Now, this fake island boy here, Checkstar, is the one that came in causing all types of discord and destruction.
I want everybody to see this. $7,000 from the GoFundMe that was transferred to my friend, Will. Thank you, Jay. He's getting his money. That's the first of it. There's $35,000 more that will then, once he gets the right identification, GoFundMe has $35,000. It is going to be transferred into his name as soon as he gets the right identification. Yeah, thanks.
Like that money.
So after this, you would think there would be no problems, but that was not the case. Obviously, Dan was still in his feelings and he wanted to trash Tampa Terrence.
You all talk crazy, so I don't care, okay? I wanted to put this out there too. I don't want anything from Aiden Ross, a boat, a deal, nothing. I didn't know about it before. I don't care about it now. I never did. You all talk crazy, so I don't care, okay? And if you keep talking about check, like I keep saying, he's not done me wrong in any kind of way. I mean, does he do some weird shit? Yeah. Am I freaking leery about him? Yeah, a little bit maybe. But do I trust him? Hell yeah. Is he coming with me to the top? We're going together? Hell yeah, why not? Whatever happens, happens. It's God's will, not yours or mine. What can man do to me? Okay, you can't help me or hurt me. So, like I said earlier, the GoFundMe money, I hope that GoFundMe can refund it to everybody. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. People don't understand. You don't know me. You don't know me. You think you know me because you see a couple of stupid videos. You know, Terrence, what did he do?
And he's absolutely correct. You don't know him. A lot of people did not know that he has an extensive criminal record. A lot of people didn't know that he was an addict. Now, some people probably assumed that based on how he looked, didn't know that he was addicted to Oxy or how he lost his leg or that his social security had been cut off. But guess what, Dan? Those are things that you started to share with the world, and people also came out to speak about you not being such a great person. I mean, one of the craziest allegations that he has against him is that he set someone on fire, a woman on fire, and he punched a police officer in his face.
Made the videos and he gave me a nickname, Lieutenant Dan. Okay, great. Because of that video that he made of me, I was the subject matter of the video. It went viral. All he was behind the camera, and it spread like wildfire. But he's great, okay? So I'm going to tell you, that's great. But let me also point out a very interesting point. I just saw a video about that. So I might as well talk about it. I saw the video where he handed me the $7,000, and yeah, I flashed it like a dumbass, but I wanted to give him a little bit of props. But you got to understand one thing, okay? What he did put my life at risk. Think about it, okay? You think how great Terrence is for giving me the $7,000? Look at how he did it. Live streamed it, handed me $7,000 in the open, and knowing that I'm on the boat more or less by myself. I mean, check's here, but I only met him that day, okay? So that really put a target on my head. And I have him there already, but you know what? I didn't need another one. But you did. So think about that. Think about all the crap. What Terrence gave me some clothes, okay? He made a video about that, how he came over and he gave me some clothes. Now I'm going to be sounding ungrateful, right? You're going to say I'm sounding ungrateful. But everybody made it sound like he did some wonderful thing. I could have did it if I could have got away from the water. If I could have went to land and walked somewhere, I could have got what he got, because he got what he gave me from Salvation Army. I don't even know if he got that, because one of the shirts had a big stain right here. I threw it out. But a lot of the stuff, t-shirts that are like, you know, they're not new, but they're in good shape. I got them. I'm going to wear them. Thank you. But about remember the shoe thing? You remember the shoes? You know, I mean, yeah, they're really cool looking. You know, somebody wore them for a while. They're my size and they fit. I don't wear shoes. I don't like to wear shoes. People question that.
Oh no, because that's his fault. That's his fault. Ungrateful, yes. And you're talking about, oh, he put a target on my back, sir. You accused him of stealing your GoFundMe. That man was receiving threats to himself, his family, and his friends because you got on your platform and accused him of stealing. So he cleared it out publicly in front of millions that he gave you your money, and rightfully so. I would have did it too. And to be honest with you, he better than me, because I wouldn't have walked up on your boat. You would have walked up on land and got that money from me. And then you accused him of shorting you $100. Now, y'all, he don't want the GoFundMe no more.
I want everybody to know that the GoFundMe money, I spoke to a lady from the GoFundMe company, and they said they were going to work with me and this and that and blah, 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 and that they couldn't put it in my name. And now, from what I'm hearing, they want to put it in my name, and they can't release it until I get an ID and all that. Well, I can't jump through hoops. I don't want it, and I'm getting a lot of flack from some people saying they want a refund. So I'm not taking the money out of GoFundMe. Let them go ahead and refund it to all the donators. I already got $7,000. I believe in my heart that at least out of that $40-some thousand total, that $7,000 of it was meant for me, and meant for me because I'm me, not because there was a man behind the camera.
The man behind the camera set up the GoFundMe and helped you fundraise for that, sir. Stop the cap. Give credit what's credit is due. All of that money would have been meant for you if you would have did what you needed to do. That's why some people, you got to leave them where you find them. Some people are in their predicament because of their mentality. And he's one of those people. He had so many blessings on the table, but because of his actions, he ended up losing millions. They've estimated that he's lost, I think 2 million. Because of his attitude and his ungratefulness. Problem also is he does not want to pay the taxes on the money. See, when it was in Tampa Terrence's friend's name, before they started transferring the stuff over to Dan, the friend was going to have to take on the taxes. Now Dan would have to take on the taxes, and he doesn't like that. Tampa Terrence and Lieutenant Dan's, their life has went on a completely different trajectory. Tampa Terrence ended up getting the kick deal that was offered to Lieutenant Dan.
I just want to come on here and thank you guys all so much for the support that you have given me these past few days. It has been truly amazing. I've read every single DM and tried to reply to as many as I can, and you guys are just truly amazing for all the support that I've received. I originally started this page as a way to showcase this beautiful city of Tampa and all the people in it. I absolutely love it, and I will continue to do that. Going forward, Aiden Ross has been generous enough to give me a kick deal in which I will be going around helping out with hurricane relief and just helping out in the city, you know, doing my part, giving back to what I can. So I'm really excited to announce that I will be joining Kick with Aiden Ross, and I just want to thank everybody so much for the support. You guys are truly amazing. Thank you.
Terrence's life has been going on an uptick, and I'm so happy for him. He started this out genuine, and he was blessed throughout the process. So always remain yourself. Lieutenant Dan, man, it came back and hit him really fast. As you can see, this boat, this little small boat, that's Lieutenant Dan's boat, and it's being drug away. Why would you say that? Well, his friend had some great news for us as well.
Him with generic ordinance and 2 failure to appears, so he has no bond. Unfortunately, I can't get him out. We were really, me and Karma were on our way right now to post his bail. I was assuming it would have just been for the simple trespassing, which is the ordinance.
Before this lovely individual got into Lieutenant Dan's, aka Joe the C's, life, he seemed to be moving on an uptick, and Tampa Terrence was going to help him get his ID. He was going to be blessed with a new boat and a consistent stream of income. He allowed this man to come in and ruin it for him because no one wanted to work with him because he has a sketchy past. And I know a lot of people had questions like, how in the world did this man use the bathroom? Well, one of the charges that they have is he wasn't properly getting rid of his waste. So he's probably throwing it into the sea. Man, Grace, because you have to realize they could have taking him in when the sheriff initially came out there and told him to evacuate, but they did not. They left him out there. They gave him multiple warnings. He refused to abide by those. Mind you, most of these things, like I said, unregistered vessel. He still does not have his ID, which is going to be a problem for him, and he's probably not going to be able to get his boat back. But hey, at least he's a star.